The return of Ontario's Northlander passenger train is shifting from promise to reality as final testing and commissioning begin ahead of service resuming later in 2026. After being discontinued in 2012 and replaced with buses, the provincially owned Ontario Northland Railway is preparing to reinstate the iconic Toronto, Northern Ontario route with new Siemens Venture trainsets, upgraded track, and rebuilt stations. Testing phase now underway. The first of 3 new Siemens-built trainsets arrived in Ontario and is undergoing testing and commissioning in Toronto before Ontario Northland moves it north for system checks along the Northlander corridor. Engineers are evaluating everything from braking and signaling to Wi-Fi, accessibility features, and cold weather performance to ensure all systems meet safety, performance, and operational standards. Once cleared, the trainset will run on the 740-kilometer route to validate curve adjustments, crossing upgrades, and joint eliminations completed as part of more than $100 million in rail infrastructure investments. What the new service looks like. The revived Northlander will cover roughly 460 miles, 740 kilometers, with 16 stops between Toronto Union Station and Timmins, plus a rail connection to Cochrane where passengers can link to the Polar Bear Express. Each train set includes 1 Siemens charger locomotive and 3 Venture passenger cars with 169 seats, Wi-Fi, charging ports, and accessible features. Proposed schedules show a 10-hour, 40-minute trip. Southbound trains would depart Timmins at 12:15 a.m., stopping in Matheson, Kirkland Lake, Swastika, Englehart, Temiskaming Shores, Temagami, North Bay, Washago, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, and Huntsville before arriving at Union Station at 10:55 a.m. Northbound service would leave Union Station at 6:30 p.m. for an early morning arrival in Timmins at 5:10 a.m. Operation will be 4 to 7 days per week, based on seasonal demand. Infrastructure investments. Ontario has allocated $72.2 million $100 for Northlander corridor infrastructure and signed a $100.7 million Siemens rolling stock contract for the 3 train sets. Construction began in July 2025 on the Timmins Porcupine Station, the new northern terminal, with accessible platforms, washrooms, seating, ticket counters, and bus bays. The North Bay Rail Bypass, completed by Ontario Northland, cuts travel times by 15 minutes. Platform reconstruction contracts have been awarded along the route. Why it matters. Premier Doug Ford called the train's arrival a significant milestone for the residents of Northern Ontario, saying families and workers will soon travel conveniently from Union Station directly to Timmins and Cochrane. Transportation Minister Pradmeet Sarkaria described it as part of Ontario's $100 billion transit and highway plan. Northern Ontario contributes $55.5 billion to the province's GDP and is home to over 65,000 businesses. Improved rail access to jobs, healthcare, and education is expected to be a game changer. Timeline. No hard launch date is set. It depends on final delivery and testing of the 3 Siemens train sets, which are expected early 2026 with several months of testing to follow. Ontario Northland projects service will resume in spring 2026. Ticket prices haven't been announced.